3 ideas I've learned from Napoleon Hill. In this video, I'd like to share my top 3 ideas that I've learned from studying the writings of Napoleon Hill. If you've read any personal development books, you're probably familiar with who Napoleon Hill is, and he's known as one of the founding fathers of the self-help movement. He spent over 20 years of his early life studying and interviewing the most successful business people of his generation, and then condensed his findings first into a 2-volume set called The Law of Success, which had 16 lessons. He then condensed it even further into his biggest seller, Think and Grow Rich, which has been read by millions of people around the world. I believe leveraging the successful lessons of others is the easiest way to get ahead in your own life. Napoleon Hill discovered some of the core ideas used in most self-help books to this day. He has some of the most profound and timeless lessons on creating lasting success, and today I want to share the top 3 ideas I've learned from him as quickly and as simply as possible, so that you can get an overview of what his ideas might offer for you. So here they are, starting with the most important lesson of all. Lesson number 1. Definite chief aim. Napoleon Hill, throughout all his studies of the most successful business people of his era, discovered that they all had one clear characteristic in common. They were all extremely focused on achieving the outcome they wanted. In several of his books, he describes this as having a definite chief aim, something that drives every single action in your life, that you know without reservation that you must achieve. While this idea might seem obvious on the surface, it's amazing to see how few people actually have a definite chief aim in their life. Try asking 2 or 3 average people that you know what their number one goal in life is, and you'll probably find they won't be able to answer very clearly. They'll say something vague like happiness or peace of mind. While this isn't a flaw in their character, it is a very significant reason why they haven't achieved anything beyond average in their life. By contrast, if you ask a person who has achieved a large amount of success what their number one goal is, they will answer you in one clear, specific sentence. More than that, it will likely be a tangible, practical goal that has clear objectives. In his books, Napoleon Hill gives many examples of people from all walks of life who had a definite chief aim, who through persistence and determination achieved it. This is something important to consider for yourself. Do you know what your definite chief aim in life is? Is it something specific, or is it a vague ideal? If you aren't 100% clear on what you want, and you don't have a clear way to explain it, then finding your number one goal should become your very first task. Another way to say this is to make finding your goal your first goal. Spend as long as it takes until you clarify exactly what you want. Once you have it clear, you'll find that working towards it becomes much easier, and life becomes much more exciting simply because you know what you want. As Napoleon Hill says himself, what the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Lesson number 2. Organized planning. Once you have a clear idea of your definite chief aim, you're halfway towards achieving it. The other half of the formula has to do with putting in the energy and taking the time to make it a reality. But to achieve something you want, you must also decide how you will achieve it. And this leads to another important lesson from Napoleon Hill. In the book Think and Grow Rich, he spends an entire chapter discussing the concept of organized planning. You may have heard the well-worn cliche, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Well, this is exactly what Napoleon Hill talks about in this chapter. A person with a clear desire, but no specific plan of what they want, is really fooling themselves. They're just practicing wishful thinking and avoiding putting themselves on the line. I believe one of the biggest reasons people fail to make a plan of how to achieve their goal is because planning is hard work. You have to sit still and focus on thinking of ways to get what you want. Sometimes the ideas also entail overcoming fears, and this is another big reason why some people fail to plan. But the simple act of sitting down, writing down your goal, and then brainstorming several action steps will put you much closer to actually achieving them. Besides lacking a clear goal in life, I've noticed that the lack of an organized plan is the major reason why most people don't achieve what they want. So if you have a clear goal already, start today to work out how you can achieve the success you want. Create a list of 5 or 10 actions that you can take that will move you closer to success. By doing this, you'll begin to feel more empowered and in control, and you'll begin to take another step closer to getting what you want. Lesson number 3. The Mastermind. Of all the lessons I've learned from Napoleon Hill, this one just might be the most profound. It takes a while to really understand how much we're influenced by the people we surround ourselves with. Napoleon Hill calls this the power of the mastermind. It's the subconscious influence of others that either raises us up or keeps us at a certain level of success. He also states that no great success in life can be achieved without the right mastermind group to support you. Think about this. Take the 5 closest people to you and average out their level of success in life. Then compare it to your own. You'll probably find their level is close or equal to your level of success. This is because, in a sense, you become the people you habitually spend time with. In many of his books, Napoleon explains this concept in detail. He says that we must constantly seek to surround ourselves with people at a higher level of success than we have. And by doing this, we begin to automatically grow our own success to that higher level. He also suggests consciously creating mastermind groups where high-level thinking can be shared to help people succeed. In the era when Napoleon Hill wrote his books, that idea was very new and also probably more difficult to act upon. But in the modern era we live in, with the use of the internet, you can use the power of the mastermind to greatly enhance your development. For example, there are many groups on meetup.com who practice positive thinking and focus on building success in life. For any area of success that you might aspire to, there is a group available for you to join, contribute to, and begin to absorb influence from. If you can't connect with a group in person, you can also use technology such as Skype, email, or social media to reach out to mentors and coaches who can help you develop yourself. And finally, you can read self-help books and listen to audios and watch videos like this one to give you new ideas to succeed. The concept of the mastermind may be one of the hardest to wrap your head around when you first learn about it. It seems crazy to think that simply changing the people you surround yourself with will actually change you. But try it for yourself and see what happens when you surround yourself with people who are at a higher level of success that you aspire to. You'll be amazed how much faster you get ahead. These 3 lessons are simple on the surface, and they may even seem a little out of date, yet they hold a great deal of power if you follow them. Napoleon Hill paved the way for generations of self-help authors and motivational speakers, yet his ideas are as relevant today as they were when they were written almost 100 years ago. If you think these ideas can help you, try reading Think and Grow Rich and Napoleon Hill's other great books, and see just how much more success they can bring to you.